there, card makers and friends. It's Jackie Ballheis from Clomp & Stampers. Today I have 5 easy card layouts to share with you. Yep, 5. And they focus around using designer series paper, all those pretty papers that you got sitting around and you don't want to use. Well, I'm going to show you 5 different layouts that you can do with that paper being the focus, and we just add a greeting. They're quick and easy, perfect for beginner stampers or those of you that just need to use up paper and want to make some quick and easy note cards. So I can't wait to share all 5 layouts with you and show you lots of examples of them. So hang on, let's flip the camera down and let's get to work. So the paper I'm using is the inked Botanicals, and this is a 6x6 pack, and I am in love with it. You can see I've got lots of scraps here in the pile, but it is amazing paper. And if you haven't seen the story of the way this paper was actually designed and made, make sure you check out the link on my website to it. It's all hand done, taking prints off real flowers, and it's super cool to see how they design paper. And then we're going to use the coordinating stamp set, inked and tiled. Now this stamp set also has 2 coordinating punches. Now these are, I say coordinated because they're designed to work with the greetings on here, but they could be used for a lot of different things, and you don't even need them for the stamp set. So it's kind of a mix and match, use what you want. But what we're gonna do, like I said, is focus on these 5 different layouts that use designer series paper. So you could use the paper I'm using, or you could actually use any designer series paper. Great way, like I said, to use up some of those smaller pieces and scraps you have laying around. Now we're also using the note cards and envelopes. You know I love these if you've been following me. I love that they come in a pack of 20. They are already cut. They've got the score line in them, easy to fold. I still like to use my bone folder because I like that nice crisp crease in there. And then we're going to start for this first layout by taking some paper. Now I've pre-cut all of this, and I honestly don't remember all of the measurements, but there is a corresponding blog post, and the link is right down in the video description. Take you over to that blog post, and I'll have pictures of all 5 of these layouts along with all the cutting dimensions for each one, because each one's a little bit different. Now, so we have a piece there, and then we're taking a coordinating piece and putting it right over along the edge here. So we've got both of those. Now, when you cut your designer series paper, if you're not perfectly on, which I never am, sometimes you can see it hangs over the edge a little bit, but that's no problem. Whenever I do that, I just grab my paper cutter and stick this in here and just trim it off. Just like so. Get it nice and even with that edge. So that we've done that. Now, the next thing we're going to do with this one is stamp our greeting. Now for this one, we are going to use Lots of Love, and we're going to just stamp it on a scrap of our Very Vanilla, because that's what the color of the note cards that we're using. And then, oh, you know what? I might have to stamp this differently. We're going to punch it out, but we have to be able to punch it on an angle. I forgot with this one. Let's go over on this side. And when I stamp this, I have to actually stamp like so. And you'll know because I'm going to just fit it into one of the, it's almost like an X, so one of the crosses of the X. So you can see how that goes in like so. And then, let's see, let's just center it in there and punch it out. Now, what I'm going to do on this one is actually take my paper snips, and we're just going to trim off the top and the bottom, because we want this to be more of just like a banner punch. Then we can take that, we can add our dimensionals. I think regular, yep, regular ones fit on there. And we're going to just pop this little guy down here in the bottom. But you can see, like I said, this paper was actually made from actual prints of real flowers, which I think is so super cool. And then I'm going to take a piece of linen thread, figure out how long I need to cut it. And we're going to, usually I double it, but for most of these, I'm going to just use a single strand because we're keeping these just really clean and simple. But I think this just adds that nice little touch with a little bow on here. Let's see, my hands are cold, so I can't tie. The heck? Okay, there we go. And we'll just kind of play around with that, get the bow how we want it. And then we can snip off those ends. And there is our first layout. Now remember, any designer series paper. Let me share with you a couple other ones I made ahead of time. These are all out of the paper, that same botanical paper. But you can see how easy it is, just I like more of a print and then more of a solid one. And then each one of these, I did stamp a little bit on the inside. But I'm not going to do that today because otherwise this video will get too long because we got to go through 5 layouts. So there is layout number 1. Okay, layout number 2, again, we're using a note card. Like I said, all of these are really centering around using a note card. And then for this one, let's see, I think we're going to use that piece. So we're going to go ahead, and this is just a little bit smaller, so we can pop that in the middle. Nice focal point. And then for our greeting on this one, again, we'll grab our scrap paper here, and this time let's use Happy Birthday. Now, all the greetings I'm using are from that inked and tiled stamp set, so they work great with these punches, and I kind of like the size. Now with this one, let's see, did I go up high enough? We're going to punch it out like so, and then to kind of jazz up our layout a little bit, I'm going to take, let's see, I think I want nope, we want orange. We're going to punch one out of our orange. And then I do have just a little scrap here. So all we're doing, again, there's our focal point, that designer series paper. And then we're going to use just a little tiny scrap here to put in a little piece like so. And then let's take this one that we punched. And I punched this just to have some color, okay? We're going to stick that right over like so. And then our Happy Birthday, we'll grab those dimensionals. And let's see, I think 3 works really good on here because we want to keep it popped up nice. But again, you can see easy peasy layout. You can vary your colors of paper. But just like that, we have a cute little Happy Birthday card. Now, because I like linen thread, I think on each one of these, we're going to end up adding a little bow. So I'm just tying a little bow in a single strand here. Again, just that nice little extra touch on these. Pull those ends together and then trim them off. And then we'll use a glue dot for this. Let's see here. And especially when you're doing a small bow like that and it's a single strand, I like to take that glue dot and just kind of roll it up. It'll make it smaller, and that way you won't really see it, and it won't stick to anything else either. So we'll get that behind the little knot, and we'll just put that right there. And there is our birthday card. So this was layout number 2, and you can see how I just mixed and matched different prints for all 3 pieces of the designer series paper, and it's an easy to make birthday card, thank you card, congratulations card. Again, kind of varying all the different greetings that are in this stamp set. So there's layout number 2. And then we'll move over here to layout number 3. We're getting like little snips and dimensional wrappers everywhere. Okay, for this one, again, they're all the note cards. So remember, you get a whole pack of 20. So a pack of 20 and a pack of 6x6 designer series paper, you can make a ton of these cards. Now, focal point on this one is going to be the square. And remember, these measurements are all on that blog post, so you can just use the link in the video description and see that. And I'll have pictures of all the different versions. Let's see, did I cut that right? Of the cards, so you can see how you can just mix and match all of this beautiful paper. I think it's my favorite designer series paper in the catalog this time. Okay, let's stick that down good. We covered the whole front. It looks like I might need to do a little bit of trimming there where it overhang a little bit. And then let's grab our scrap. And for this one, we have thank you. So we'll stamp that and we'll use that same punch again. I really like this punch. I think it's just kind of fun because it adds a little bit more than just a circle or a square. And then let's see here. I think I'm just going to use this one. Let's use a little bit of this more crushed curry looking piece. And we're gonna go ahead and let's see. I think we'll first take a piece of linen thread, wrap it around, because we're gonna add our little bow here first before we stick that layer down, so that we can wrap it around. Let's see. Got fumble fingers going here. So let's tie this. I like to tie upside down. I feel like I get a better tie. Oops, that was a fail. Okay, let's try that one more time. There we go. And we can flip it over, pull our little tails, adjust our bow to the size we want it. Small little piece, so we don't want that bow too big. And then let's trim these off. And now we are going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Okay. Now remember, any designer series paper, and I know I've said that a million times, because even though I'm using all from the same pack and varying the different prints, these are all really great layouts with any designer series paper. Slide that bow over a little bit. There we go. And then we can go ahead and let's see. We're going to put dimensionals first on this piece, our stamped one. And then we'll go and you got to kind of turn it so that you see the little points. And then we're going to, for the dimensionals to put it on here, I need to make sure I put the dimensionals up here at the top and at the bottom, because that way it'll just go over the top of that linen thread that's coming across it. And it'll stay on there really nice and hold the linen thread in place as well. So there you go. There's our third layout. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Let's see, I did stamp some of these. I just stamped a couple images. I hope I didn't in that one. On some of them from the stamp set. So there's that layout, number 3. And then let's move on to number 4. This one, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Okay, for this one, we're using that note card again. And then we are going to stamp right on here. So I have some of the images from the stamp set. And let's see, I'm going to use Calypso Coral because I want this a little bit different than the first sample. So I got 3 different versions to show you. And we're going to stamp the one flower right there. I love how these images stamp. And then we'll do the other one, the leaves here. We're going to do this one in Pool Party. So some really fun, kind of different color combinations than what I tend to use. And then this is going to just layer right on there. But first, let's tie our linen bow around it. You kind of know the drill by now because they're all getting this. Now, when you're tying a linen bow around designer series paper, because that paper is not quite as stiff and solid, it's a little trickier. So I actually bring that design, you know, it looks like it's pulling a little bit too tight, but by the time I tie this, it ends up loosening up and fits it really nice. Okay, here we go. There's our bow. We will kind of slide it over to the edge a little bit more there. Oh, that's a little big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And then we can trim like so. And then this piece is going to go onto our note card. Isn't that fun, stamping on that designer series paper? That's something I rarely think to do, but I really like the look of this one. Get that down good. Now, as long as we got the stamps handy on this, let's go ahead and stamp the inside. You know, I haven't been doing this on all of them as we go because I want to make sure to get through showing you the 5 different layouts because that's the important part. But always make sure you stamp the insides and your envelope of your card. Okay, there's that. Now let's go ahead and what do we have here? Just a note. So like I said, I'm trying to vary the different greetings. And this one is another one that we need to go diagonal on. Well, actually, because we have that bow, you know what? I think, let's see. I don't know if I've done this. Let's see if this fits in the star one. I bet it does. There you go. If you want it to be more of the, I call it a star because I'm not sure on what to call it, but that works as well. Because just like that one we did before, when you have that linen thread going all the way across, you want these dimensionals to be able to go on the top and the bottom. And if I did that smaller piece, it would be kind of hard to fit it on there. So there you go. There's layout number 4, right? Yeah, 4. And then let's go to number 5. Holy smokes, we are just whipping out the cards here. Oh, you know what I didn't show you? Here's the 2 other ones I did. So kind of, again, varied the greetings, varied the colors a little bit, but stamped on the plaid, kind of the lighter tone paper, so it's easy to stamp on it. Okay, so number 5, we've got our note card here. And again, for this one, oh, which way do we want to go? Go with that side. We are going to cover the whole thing. So we will stick that on there like so. And then this one we're going to do some stamping on as well. So we have this piece. And because I don't want to clean my stamps, let's go ahead and use the same colors. So we're going to do the flower on there. And then we'll call that a wildflower. And then for this, we can just kind of have some leaves going that way and some leaves going that way. Whoop, there we go. So easy peasy. We can stick that on there. And let's go ahead and use dimensionals. So, you know, the basis of this layout is we've covered our note card. And then we just have a piece of very vanilla. That's kind of our focal point to stamp on. Keeping it simple. And then for this one, let's see. We can come back here. We stamped this and didn't use it. So let's go ahead and punch out just a note. Now I did notice on all of these cards, I never use this punch shape, you know, whole like it is on all of them. I trim this off. So I'll have to make sure at some point in the near future, I do a project where I show you how those 2 punches work together and can make some really fun backgrounds. So we're going to go ahead and let's just add just a note on there. And then of course we need our bow. So let's just do a tiny little linen bow here. And then we'll have layout number 5. So I also have everything cut and ready to stamp one of each of these layouts in a more masculine look using the fishing paper. And I can't remember for the life of me what it is called. But I am going to use these same layouts, make one with each one. So we have all 5 layouts, and I will post pictures of those over on the website, the same post that has pictures of all of these. So you'll see not only the 3 samples I made here, well, I made one and showed you 2 other ones, but you'll be able to see how with this paper, I did 3 different versions, and then we'll have a 4th version of each one with that fishing paper, just to really show you how you can use any paper. It is all about the 5 layouts that are super easy using note cards and envelopes and designer series paper. Perfect for the beginner stamper or anyone that wants to just sit down and create a whole bunch of cards quickly. So thanks for watching. Make sure to reach out to us if you have any questions. We're here to help you. And make sure you check out that blog post because we've got lots of other stuff over there for you. So we'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.